Oh, they're getting ready for the season's first edition of the Battle of Ontario. To tee it up, let's go to Scotiabank and bring in Mark Masters. Mark, a little extra spice in this game. Leafs and Sens meeting for the first time since Ridly Greig rifled the puck into the Leafs' empty net, and Morgan Rielly blasted him and got suspended for 5 games. I'm assuming that might have come up in conversation with the players today.
Yeah, it sure did, Gino. Because I was curious. Back then, of course, it was such a big flashpoint, and the Leafs really rallied around Morgan Rielly. They weren't happy with that suspension. They won all 5 games of that suspension and then 2 more. So a 7-game win streak, the longest of the Austin Matthews era. It was such a big rallying point. So I wondered, what does it do for the rivalry going into this first rematch this season? Jake McCabe said it heightens it, but it's not on the forefront of their minds. Nick Robertson says it creates a spark, but again, they're mostly focused on what's happening right now. You know, I asked Morgan Rielly, do you expect an emotional carryover? He said he doesn't, but whatever happens, happens. Ryan Reeves, who of course was very outspoken back at the time that this happened, said that it maybe adds a little bit to the rivalry, but these games are already pretty heated. So, yeah, I think it's just under the surface going into this game, Gino. It's not like the talking point, but, you know, it wouldn't be surprising to me if Ridly Greig hears some boos in this building here tonight. And if something happens emotional, it won't take much for things to get going a bit, I would think, in this first regular season meeting between the two teams.
I saw you had a conversation with Craig Berube about Austin Matthews, and of course, we're all wondering why he's not back yet. Was the injury worse than first thought? Has there been a setback? What's the situation there?
Yeah, so he did not skate today, or we didn't see him, and he didn't skate yesterday after skating on both Saturday and Sunday. And we thought, just the way things were going, he was on track to maybe play here tonight. But of course, that's not the case. He's going to miss a 4th straight game. And today, head coach Craig Berube was asked if that's a sign that Matthews has suffered a setback, and he says, not really. It's just it's not reacting the way they hope right now, and they are really determined to make sure that when he does return, he's 100%, and this isn't an issue that is going to linger here, because yesterday Berube said that what he's dealing with is connected to what he dealt with in training camp when he missed a preseason game. You may recall he left to practice early, so they really don't want this to be a nagging injury throughout the year. They want to nip this in the bud, so he's not going to play tonight. I would imagine he's not going to play tomorrow, and we'll see what that means for Saturday against the Oilers and Connor McDavid here. But at this point, the way things are trending, they're being really cautious. Gino, I wouldn't be surprised if this absence carries on a little bit longer.
Yeah, sure. You're going to be a little concerned. It's something he had before, then it went away, and now it's back and it's worsened. So we're curious on that. Speaking of guys out and then back in, Willie Nylander, Max Domi both missed yesterday's practice. I'm assuming they're playing tonight. What's their status?
Yeah, they're both in tonight. William Nylander was actually on the ice briefly this morning at the very optional skate, only a handful of regulars on the ice, and he looked great. I mean, he looked like William Nylander. I was laughing because he made a very nice shot on his last moment on the ice, and then he rode his stick like Tiger Williams. So he was feeling good this morning. He was feeling like he's got his swagger. This guy's always confident, but right now, 11 goals, tied for second in the league. He's definitely feeling it right now. So it's a good sign for the Leafs that Nylander's going to be able to play and looks fine this morning. Max Domi not on the ice, but will play tonight and trying to get off the schneid. 10 games without a point here. He's been filling in for Matthews as the top line center. And we'll see Connor Dewar make his season debut for the Leafs as well here today, coming off summer shoulder surgery. So he's making his season debut with the team here tonight, Gino.
Max Pacioretty, we know he's out and looks like he's going to be out for potentially a little while now. So what adjustments did they make in terms of the lineup with him out of the lineup now?
Yeah. Max Pacioretty out several weeks, according to Brad Treliving, and he's going to turn 36 very soon here this month, and we know older guys, sometimes it takes a bit longer to recover, so we'll see. At the very least, they're happy, or at least relieved that it's not longer, because it looked really bad here on Saturday night. There were some long faces in the dressing room after that game with thinking that it was going to be a long-term injury, so several weeks at least. Bobby McMahon moved up to that spot on the second line with John Tavares and William Nylander in the game, and that's where He practiced yesterday, and that's where we expect him to start in this game tonight. And he's trying to get going here. 1 assist in 12 games here. I was asking him today, are you superstitious? He said, unfortunately, yes. He's changing some of his warm-up routines and trying to get going here, right? He started the season well after sitting out the first game as a healthy scratch. He's trying to get going. They could use some offense from him, and they could use some offense from Nick Robertson, who has 1 goal in 14 games, and joked today that he doesn't have a very good relationship with the puck right now. He's fooling around with his sticks a little bit, trying to get some positive mojo going. Gino, the Leafs only have 1 5-on-5 goal in these last 4 games, and it came from the fourth line, and Connor Timmins getting the goal with Simon Benoit getting the primary assist. So they've been very good defensively. The power play's humming along. They need more at 5-on-5 offense, and they're trying to get to the blue paint, score some rebound goals here tonight, and we'll see if McMahon or Robertson can get in there and get one.
All right, Mark, one final question before I let you go. It's back-to-back for the Leafs. What's the situation in net?
Anthony Stolarz is going to get the start tonight. He was the first goalie off at the skate. So his first taste of the Battle of Ontario. Last time we saw him here, of course, he made that bare hand save that electrified the crowd and his teammates. They were loving that. So he's feeling really good. He's in a groove. He's back in tonight, and that means Joseph Woll is in line to play tomorrow night against Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals. So that's the goaltending situation right now for the Leafs, Gino.
All right, Mark. Thanks for this, buddy. Enjoy the game. We'll talk afterwards.